Good noon, all of you. How are you all? I missed you all too. Good noon, all of you. Good noon. Hi, Varun. Hi, Chetan. Happy Janmashtami. Happy Janmashtami, all of you. Just a second. Yeah, okay. So now I can see all your messages clearly. Right. Good noon, Harshal. Hi, Sanil. Good noon. Same here. Good to see you all after a couple of days. Thank you, Varun. Thank you. Hello, Anuja. Hi, Rutuja. Good noon. Thank you, Kashish. I missed you all too. Hi, Mayur. Good noon. Hi, Gaurav. A very happy Janmashtami to all of you. Hello, Sarish. Good noon, Videep. Hi, Shushti. Hi, Jay. Good noon, Vijay. So I hope your preparation has been going well, right? And all of you have been consistent in your preparation. That's very important for VARC particularly, right? So vocabulary is not a one-day affair. So is grammar, right? So you need to put in efforts on a consistent basis in these. And today what I've done is, because I believe that we've been practicing vocabulary and grammar quite a few times in our sessions, whereas we've not practiced RC so much. So I have one RC passage for you, and along with that, some grammar and vocabulary questions are there, right? So we'll look at an RC passage that is of an MAH CET level, right? So you'll get to know the level, you'll get to know the kinds of passages that are asked. Good noon, all of you who have just joined us, and let's begin with our session for the day. So the agenda is again to basically solve VRC, while of course you will be having approximately 50 questions there. So here we've sort of abridged that just to give you a flavor of the various kinds of questions in vocabulary, grammar and RC passages that you can face, right? And today at 9 p.m. we will have a detailed analysis of the previous year papers. By analysis, I mean that I'll tell you about the question types that have come in, let's say, vocabulary, grammar, RCs, etc., right? And also we'll look at some of those questions which are different from your other exams. So if I talk about synonym, antonyms, fill in the blanks, these are common question types across exams. But MAH CET has some unique question types also. I think Sanil asked this question last time, right? So we'll look at some of those question types today. And of course, the idea is to have a revision of vocabulary, grammar, also get to know what kinds of questions are asked, right? So I'll see you at 9 p.m. today again. And those of you who are planning to take CAT as well, I tell you this very, very honestly, mock tests are very important for you, right? And do not wait till, let's say, October or November to start taking mocks. This All India CAT mock has been live for quite a while now. It's live till 21st August. So take its benefit, take that mock. And trust me, it's very important for evolving a strategy for yourself. Otherwise, you'll not get to know what your strengths and weaknesses are. You'll not get to know what you should attempt first in the exam, right? So in case you're planning to take CAT, then you should definitely take this mock. Okay, plus it's an all India mock, so a lot of students will be taking it. So you'll get to compare yourself with everyone in India who's taking this mock, right? So on this note, I'll now show you your RC passage. Thank you so much. Just looking at your messages now. Thank you, Vijay, Sanil. Uh, great that you're all geared up for the exam. So let's test your preparation today, shall we? And this is your RC passage. It's very, very simple, very topical. Let's see what you say after reading this. It's followed by 4 to 5 questions, not many questions. Yes. Start reading, and I'll be a little speedy today with you in terms of reading, okay? Done. Done this slide. So Pramod, it's up to you. Okay. Yes, reading the questions first does help when, let's say, the questions are direct. So it's up to you, right? In case you want me to show you the questions first, actually the questions are based on specific sentences of the passage here. So for the most part, Google is upfront about asking permission to use your location information. This sentence means, that's your question one. I think you've just read it. When the author says that isn't true, that isn't true. To Google's claim that you can turn off location history at any time and the places you go are no longer stored, what does he mean? What does the author mean when he says it does not stop Google's collection of other location markers? And an appropriate title of this passage would be. So just 4 questions, a short passage here, right? I hope you've read the first slide. Okay, everybody has read it. Going to the second slide now. It says that isn't true. What isn't true? You can turn off location history at any time, and with location history off, the places you go are no longer stored. So that isn't true. Start reading. Done. This slide. So you should have completed it by now. I am moving to the next slide. Done this one as well. Okay, so I hope you've read this also, because again, this was pretty straightforward, very factual and very practical for you as well. You can try this. So for the most part, Google is upfront about asking permission to use your location information. We read this in the first slide, if you remember. What does this sentence mean? A very simple question. Yes. So Akash, it depends on your score in the other sections, and see overall if you're targeting JB, let's say, then based on previous year trends, you would need something like 130 to 135. So if overall you are scoring that, then it could be considered good, but in my opinion, you can improve. Hello Priya. So I've got some responses. A, okay. All right, all right. Let's see what the others say. What does the word upfront mean? Upfront. When you're upfront about something, that means you are asking it explicitly. Okay, you're saying it explicitly, you're doing it explicitly, right? So basically, you're bold, you're honest about something. That is upfront. So Google is honest about it. About what? Asking permission. So Google is not secretive. That part of option A is correct. That part of option A is correct, right? But is the other part also correct about recording your movements? Is it? See, it is upfront about asking permission to use your location information. Okay, so recording the movements comes later on. We are at this juncture where we are just asking for permission that okay, can I use your location information? So A is partially correct but not completely correct. A is not the answer here. Okay, so any other option that comes to your mind? C. All right. Google is quite candid. Now see, this is pretty distorted. Let me just show you how. This is, in fact, I expected that quite a few of you would say C, but it's very distorted. Google is quite candid. Now see, candid and upfront, they match, right? It's quite candid about asking you, all right, it's asking you something to allow it to show you where you are located. To allow it to show you where you are located. This gives the impression as if you don't know where you are located. Now Google is actually telling you after taking your permission that okay, this is where you are located. But that's not the case. See, you know where you are located. Google is just asking you, can I also use this location information? Can you tell me where you are located and can I use this location information then? That is what Google is asking. So C is incorrect. It's distorted. Okay. Then B says Google is tracking your movements even if you don't want it to. Tracking comes later on. Right now we are just at the stage of asking for permission. Recording comes later on. Eliminated. Google does not mince its words. This is just an idiom and it's a very, very general option. When someone does not mince their words, that means that this person is very honest. Okay, this person calls a spade a spade. This is another idiom. So when someone does not mince his or her words, that means this person calls a spade a spade. This person is very forthright. This person is very honest. Okay. So this is a very general option to mark. Very honest about what? So candid, honest, secretive, these are just partial answers actually. The answer is E. Okay. None of the options is correct. None of the options here is correct. Okay. So, be confident about your interpretation of a sentence. I'm sure that when you said A or when you said C, you also felt that something was off with the option, right? That okay, it was not talking about recording, it was just seeking information that okay, can I use your location information? So that is off with it. So trust your no, trust your intuition when let's say there is an option called none of the above, right? When there is an option called none of the above, none of the options are correct. Okay, so E is the answer here. Hope this makes sense to you and we can proceed. Now, when the author says that isn't true, the author says this, no, that isn't true. I even emphasize this for you. Okay, this is the first sentence of slide 2. To Google's claim that you can turn off location history at any time and the places you go are no longer stored. So when the author says that isn't true, what does the author mean? Yes, tell me. It was just one question, Pramod. Come on. Just one question. 3 of them still remain. Okay, I've got A. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm getting a unanimous A here. Great. Absolutely correct. A is the answer. Okay. Because even if you turn off your location history, Google automatically stores this time-stamped location data without even asking. See this. This is mentioned here. So retention played an important role here, and in the exam, if you're not sure, then please go back. I didn't go back here because I emphasized this for you when you were reading it. you can always go back. Even with location history paused, some Google apps automatically store timestamp location data without asking. So this is written right here, right? So that's why our answer is going to be option A. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. B, someone said Google asks permission every time it stores data. No. And in fact, we were very particular in this question about location data. So B does not even mention that, right? Eliminated. Okay. Then coming into, so Jay, check out this session that Srinivas sir took about various MAH CET colleges and their scores. So check out that session and you'll get to know it. Okay. And because why I'm saying this is because it has all the updated information based on, let's say, various trends, various scores. So I don't want to give you any old information out there. Just check out that Srinivas sir took it, top MAH CET colleges and the respective scores that they require. Right? Okay. Yes, Varun, absolutely, you can do that. So, for example, in this passage, see, this is one particular sentence only, right? Similarly, this is also a sentence-based question. So, if you are able to hunt for these sentences and you read a bit of the context, that is one or two sentences above and one or two sentences below, you can very well answer question number 2. So, by all means, if you are short of time, read the questions first and then go for skimming and scanning. In skimming and scanning also, just read, I would not say that, just hunt for that particular sentence only. Just read a bit of the opening paragraph and a bit of the closing paragraph just to get a hang of what this passage really is about. Right? So that's the kind of skimming and scanning that I advocate, because if you just read the questions and then simply hunt for a particular sentence, you might not have an overall sense of what the passage really is about, and you might actually end up marking the wrong answer, right? But yes, this question could very well be attempted. So sentence based questions, specific questions, they are a boon when it comes to falling short of time. Okay, similarly here also it's a sentence based question. What does the author mean when he says it does not stop Google's collection of other location markers? Yes, it does not stop Google's collection of other location markers. Thank you, Kashish. Yes, all of you please listen to Kashish. Karthik says C. Okay. Sanil also says C. All right. Yash says C. Saharish, Kashish. Okay. All right. All right. So see, just because the first question was difficult, that does not have to mean that the entire passage is difficult, right? Absolutely correct. Absolutely. C is the answer here, right? So if you leave your web and app activity on and your and even if you've turned the location history off, Google can still collect the location markers. This happens, right? I think all of you must have observed it, that when we sometimes make a Google search, it asks us that in order to show us relevant information, it has to know about our location, right? Although by default, a lot of us have already marked our location on. Our location settings are such that it can automatically detect it, but even if when in those circumstances when I've turned it off, it asks me this, that in order to show you the most relevant results, we need to know your location. So C is the answer here. Now there's a link here in your chat box. This is the link to the All India Open Mock, because some of you were asking for it. What was the CAT 22 All India Open Mock link, right? Question 4. An appropriate title to this passage would be, 5 titles are given to you. Perfect. For the previous one, perfectly answered. Let's see. Okay, C. All right. Okay. Victor says D. Krishnakant also says D. Shubham says D. Okay. All right. All right. Others? Pranay says D. Gaurav also says D. Got quite a few D's also, although of course they are fewer in comparison to C's. Okay, so let's have a look which is correct here. Two close options, of course, deliberately. The examiner frames two close options here, right? Now, Google tracks you with or without your permission. Google hounds you whether you permit it or not. See, other parts are the same. It's basically tracks you versus hounds you, right? What is the meaning of this word hound? Yes. What is the meaning of the word hound? Can anybody tell me? Hound, goad, badger, they're all synonyms. I think we've discussed them in one of our vocabulary sessions. When you harass someone, when you persuade them, when you try to pursue them relentlessly, in fact, okay, maybe you're trying to persuade them of something, maybe not, but then you pursue them relentlessly. And it's a negative word. You are annoying that person, right? So hound has a broader meaning as compared to tracking. Tracking is very clearly about location of someone, right? Whereas hounding is simply annoying someone, okay, simply harassing someone. So that is why that, yes, actually the word comes from a hound. A hound is a dog, right? So the hounds, why are they used? They're used by police personnel to actually track people. So the word comes from there, but it has another meaning also. It has got a metaphorical meaning to it, which is to annoy, to badger, to goad, right? That is, these are the synonyms. Tracks you is a better fit, as hounds you is broader. Okay, Google is not harassing you. Google is just tracking your location data. Okay, हाथ धो के पीछे पड़ना. Absolutely, Jay. Absolutely correct. Correct. Annoy. All right. So I hope this is clear to you that C is the answer and not D. So these were two close options. So if you look at this passage overall, I see that two questions were pretty easy because I got unanimous answers there. One question was difficult for most of you, so I am calling it difficult. And this I can say moderate. Okay, easy to moderate, in fact, because I got quite a few C's also, right? So that means you were able to differentiate between C and D. So all in all, it was a mixed passage, but on the easier side. Why? Because the issue was very topical. Nothing abstract, nothing philosophical here, right? So the kind of passage that should have been attempted and could have been attempted. Okay. All right. Yes, Sanil, I absolutely agree with you, right? That's why I'm calling it an easy to moderate passage. Moderate just because of this one question, right? Okay, so I hope uh, how to attempt RC passages in the exam is clear to you. I'm glad you asked some very pertinent questions. Reading the questions before the RC passage, yes, it works, particularly when there are more direct questions. So you can apply this strategy in MAH CET, right? Do remember the question stems, however, that you read, and do not read all the options before reading the RC passage. Second thing that you ask, can you skim and scan if you're short of time? Absolutely, you should skim and scan if you are short of time. Read the question stems. Okay, look for information that is specific to those question stems, but have a broad overall sense of the passage by reading, let's say, a couple of opening and a couple of closing lines. Right? Okay. Now, coming to, I hope you've liked the session. Yes, come on. Just 64 likes. Why does this happen in my sessions? Yes. So, I hope all of you are just now pressing the like button. Those who've pressed it already, please don't press it again. It will get unliked. Okay. Coming to odd one out. Okay, so this is a vocabulary question. Okay, and we have quite a few words that you know the meaning of. So I'm very sure you will tell me what the odd one out is here. Yes, tell me. Pramod says D. Okay. Krishnakant says D. Okay. Okay. All right. Yes, Jay. So you've turned it into an LRDI question, but I'm happy that you're applying it. Sarish says A. Okay. Okay. So see, I remember I conducted this session useful tone and style words. Useful tone and style words. Actually, quite a few of the words that are mentioned here, in fact, all the words that are here, they can be used as tones of RC passages. The tone of the author while writing an RC passage, the attitude of the author towards the issue at hand. Lampoon. Lampoon means to make fun of, to mock, to deride, right? So lampoon, mock, ridicule, they are synonyms, right? So of course, they'll not be a part of the odd one out when you narrow down your options. Then condescend. So condescend versus extol. So again, you realize that this is a negative word while extol is a positive word, even if you do not know the clear meanings of both of these. So of course, while these four are negative, this one is positive. Extol is the answer, right? To extol someone's virtues. Have you heard this? He extolled his senior's virtues just to get him in his good books. So to extol is simply to praise, right? An admiring tone, if you remember, if some of you attended that session, admiring tone, laudatory tone, right? So to laud, to extol, to applaud, to in fact, when you respect someone, to revere, a reverent tone, right? So these are all from the same group, I would say. So this is the odd one out here. Condescend, again, when you try to show someone that you are better than them, you try to show that you are superior. When you disparage them, when you deride them, again, when you denigrate them, right? Denigrate, again, you try to uh, defame them, you try to show that you are better. That is to condescend someone, right? To disparage, to belittle. Yes, chaplacy is actually extol is a positive word, okay? So the sentence that I framed, that just because he wanted to get into the good books of his boss, that is why he extolled his virtues. So that sentence was negative. Otherwise, extol, you can actually extol a particular saint whom you like. It does not have to be negative. Okay. All right. I hope this is clear. Extol is a positive word. It simply means to praise. I made such a sentence. Ignominy. Yes. What is ignominy? Ignominy. Eulogize. Yes. Eulogize is a synonym. Eulogize is a synonym. Okay. Eulogize can actually be used, although eulogy is a word that is usually associated with the death of a person, right? When someone dies, then a relative, a close relative, he or she can eulogize that person. That is, praise the deceased. However, eulogize can be used in general also. It doesn't always have to be associated with death only, right? So eulogize also means to praise. Ignominy. Lampoon is to mock. Lampoon is किसी का मजाक उड़ाना. To mock, to deride someone, right? So what is ignominy? No one has told me yet. Ignominy. And how is it different from indignation? I want to know that also. Indignation and ignominy. Are they some sort of synonyms? Public shame, absolutely. Public disgrace. That is ignominy. Public, to shame someone publicly. To shame someone publicly, that is ignominy. Right? Okay. And what is indignation? Indignation. So this is shame, while this is mainly, ignominy is mainly about shame. Indignation is mainly about anger at some sort of injustice or humiliation. Anger at some sort of injustice is indignation. So that's the difference. That's the difference. So this is mainly associated with shame, disgrace. When you are indignant, you are angry about something, right? Angry about some injustice. Right. So unfortunately, because I live in Jammu, there was no center for CET in Jammu. I wanted to fill out the form, but I couldn't because of this constraint. So no, I won't be appearing for CET. And however, of course, some of our faculty members are going to. So you need not worry about analysis and everything. Right? Okay. Now, I hope this is clear to you. D. Delhi is the answer here. We've learned some new words: ignominy, indignation, how eulogize can be used outside the death context also, right? Okay. Let's come to our next question. Yes, spot the error. Vicky, acolytes, yes, acolytes are chamchas, sycophants, of people who are very obsequious towards someone. I'm so happy that when you learn new words, you apply them, you remember them. So acolyte, I remember we learned in one of our sessions, and great that you are applying it in the context of sycophancy or in the context of being obsequious. Good, but extol is a positive word. Reiterating this. Spot the error here. Let's see. Okay. Jess is ill. Only okay, no error. All right. Okay. I've got two E's so far. All right. C also I've got. Jyoti, what do you think is the error in C? That means in the third fragment. And aspires to have. He's eager to visit us in Mumbai. He wants to visit us in Mumbai. And aspires to have a glimpse of the city. This is fine. No error in C. Yes, cousin के साथ brother sister नहीं आता. Jay, Kashish, absolutely correct, both of you. Brother is redundant. This is actually why do we do it? Because probably we are trying to convert our mother tongue to English, and in a number of regional languages, we say cousin bhai hai, cousin behan hai, right? So cousin brother is something that's not applicable in English. We don't say cousin brother, we don't say cousin sister, we simply say cousin. Brother is redundant. So my cousin who lives in Goa is eager to visit us. So one. A is the answer. Only one. Okay. So I hope this is clear. Um, so that's how we differentiate. When I say my brother, that means you are probably talking about your sibling. Okay. When I say my cousin, so that's how in English we differentiate between cousins and your brother. Right? There's nothing like my real brother also. Some people say this also. My real brother versus my cousin brother. See, of course, your brother cannot be imaginary. In case he or she is imaginary, then probably we need to see a doctor, right? So, real is redundant. My real brother, my real sister. Okay. Okay, Pramod, I absolutely understand. So, this is a problem with English actually, that it does not specify. So, one way to specify it is that, when you talk about him or her further through the gender, it will become clear. My cousin told me that she would come to visit us. So, the moment I mention she, it's clear that I'm talking about a female here. So, it's my sister actually. It's cousin's sister actually, right? So, that way you can clarify it. But you do not use cousin brother, cousin sister. That's an incorrect usage. Okay, so that's a slight drawback there. There's a gap there, that if I do not want to use a pronoun, then how do I specify the gender? But you have to specify the gender using a pronoun, right? All right, all right, all right. Can we use meet us instead of visit? Eager to meet us. Yes, that is also correct. Visit us is also correct. Meet us is also correct. Okay, visit us implies that you live in Mumbai and he's coming to your place. Meet us in Mumbai, that means, let's say, it's not necessary that you live in Mumbai. You're probably just meeting him or her there. That's the difference. Okay, Shivani. All right, all right. So I hope this is now clear how to specify the gender. Yes, absolutely. Chalo. Everybody is on the same page now and we can move ahead. So this is a match the following question. The word still has been used in multiple ways in this particular match the following question, and you have to give me the correct part of speech of this still in various sentences. So match the word with the correct function of the word still. Right. Let me see what you say. So it will show you the breadth of English language, in that how one particular word can be used in so many ways. Okay, I've got D, C. All right. Okay. D, all right. C. It's C versus D, what I can see in the chat box. But I am getting more of D's, I believe. And 4 to 5 C's I've got so far. Okay. Let me see what's there in C. So one, you say B. He wanted some stills for a magazine. Okay. So stills here has been used as a noun. You are correct. Okay. It has been used as a noun here. So what are stills? These, static pictures, basically photographs. They are a synonym for photograph is a still. You are calling it a still because you want to contrast it with, let's say, a video. That's why you are calling it a still. Okay. So he wanted some stills for a magazine. He wanted some photographs for a magazine. Two, yes, A. So yes, this is our answer. Absolutely correct. C is our answer. I'm so happy that some of you said C. You didn't get this question. So Om, what we had to do was, the word still, as I underlined it for you, had been used in these sentences in multiple ways. Basically, it was a different part of speech in each sentence. You had to mark, you had to match this word still with its correct part of speech. Okay, match the following word with its correct part of speech. I think I forgot to write the instruction. That's my bad. Okay. This was the instruction here. That's why I explained this. Okay. Stills, it's basically something that, does not move. If let's say I talk about it in a general sense. So something that's a static photograph, right? Scene, yes, not a scene in the sense of, let's say, where, one thing progresses from the other, then it would become a video, right? It has to be something static. That's why we are using the word still. Is statement D correct? Okay, okay. Yes, yes, it is correct. I'll tell you. Uh, so one is B. I hope this is clear to you that this is a noun. Now, still waters run deep. Still means calm. Still also means calm. Still waters run deep. This is an idiom. So another idiom for you. We learned two idioms through our RC passage: to call a spade, to not mince words. This is the third idiom. Still waters run deep. That means people who are very calm on the outside, they carry a lot of depth inside. They are very deep people, so to say. Right? So still waters run deep. That's the idea. So here calm waters is what is being talked about, and that's why this is correct. The good news calmed my fears. It calmed my fears. So it acted, right? It acted in a certain way. This is a verb here. The good news stilled my fears. It calmed my fears. So 3 is C and 4 is D. Will you still love me? This is a song also. Will you still love me when I'm no longer young and beautiful? I think Lana Del Rey. It's a song by her. So, will you still love me when I'm old? That means she's asking that once I get old, will you even then love me? That's the idea. So, this still here is an adverb. Okay, when you tell someone, I still love you, that means I love you even now. You are talking about the fact that you love her even at present. Okay, so it's an adverb of time here. Hope this makes sense. So 4 is D. All right, all right. So quite a few discussions have happened. Let me just see. Still from the movie. Yes, a still from the movie. So in that sense, it should mean A scene. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Yes, I think then we can use it for scenes, but the idea is that it, I mean, originally stills means that something that is static. Okay. Waters implying. Okay, okay. Agreed, Gaurav. So this is a very good question actually. How am I using waters? Right? Uh, we have discussed in our previous sessions that water is an uncountable noun, and uncountable nouns do not have plurals, isn't it? So you can't say two waters, three waters. So how am I using waters here? This is a limited usage. You must have heard this also, international waters. We are now in international waters, right? So basically here I mean bodies of water. I am calling bodies of water, that means lakes, let's say, or rivers or seas. I am calling them waters, referring to them as waters. That's why it has been used with a plural. Make sense? So this is a specific usage of water. Otherwise water does not have a plural. Okay, I hope this is clear. शांत पानी गहरा होता है. Yes, शांत पानी गहरा होता है. Okay. All right. Statement is, should it be when I will become old? No, 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 no. It's a conditional sentence. It should be when I am old only. Good question, Sanil. See this. We have done this earlier as well when we have conditional sentences, real possibilities, when we talk about them. So, when we talk about real possibilities, so we say this, okay, when I reach the station, I will call you. When I reach the station, I will call you, or if I reach the station, whatever, I will call you up. Isn't it? We never say when I will reach the station, I will call you up. So here, when I am old, will you love me? That is what she's saying. When I am old, will you love me? So with this condition, we'll not use the future tense. Right? So this is the condition and this is the outcome here. Hope this is clear. Okay, okay. ठीक है, Shubham, Sanil, is this clear to you? All right, all right. So the answer here is C. One is B, two is A. I think through that itself you could have solved this. If you ask me, for me, fourth was pretty easy. Okay, and I think the adjective also is pretty easy. So 2A and 4D, based on that also you could have solved this. Okay. What type of water? Yes, yes, yes. We'll get the answer in A. Absolutely. That's what I do for adjectives, and I think you should also do. When you ask the question, what kind of, or which, for a noun, okay. So, what kind of water? You get the answer still. So, for a noun or pronoun, when you ask the question, what kind of or which, even how many also, that's also an adjective. That is an adjective. Okay. So the this information about a noun, what kind of, which, how many, that is given by adjectives. All right. So I hope this is clear. Match the following. So good. We had a good discussion here about waters. Now let's come to our antonym question. The most opposite to the word bombastic. Again, we have seen some of these words earlier, so should not be difficult. Bombastic. And do tell me how we use it also. Don't just give me the opposite, the antonym. Do tell me how we use bombastic. Yes. Let's see what you say. Do we have a unanimous answer here? Yes, we do. D is what all of you say. What does unaffected mean? Okay, so here's, this is important for you. See, there's a link in your chat box wherein we have meticulously combined all of the MAH CET sessions in one playlist. Okay, so this is the link for that playlist. You'll get all the MAH CET sessions in this playlist. Okay, so uh, all the VARC sessions, all the college versus core sessions, everything about MAH CET is there. Okay. So D, Delhi. Unaffected is, one is unbothered, absolutely. When there's no change produced in someone, we say, oh, she remains unaffected by this issue, right? So unchanged in that sense, that's one meaning. Another meaning, okay, if I say that someone's manners are unaffected, that means they are very sincere about what they are saying. So they are not artificial about what they are saying. So if someone's manners are unaffected, if someone's nature is unaffected, if someone's words are unaffected, that means they are sincere words, sincere manners, sincere nature. Hope this makes sense. So actually it's the exact opposite. It's the exact opposite of all of these other words that are given here. So grouping and elimination would have helped you here tremendously. Bombastic, something that's very pompous, usually used for speech and writing. His bombastic words. Okay, I do not like his style of writing. It's bombastic, right? Verbose, someone who talks a lot. Garrulous, wordy, and using more words than necessary. That's the idea. Pretentious, pretentious. So when you pretend, okay, when you are not being your true self, you are pretentious. जब आप दिखावा करते हो, you're pretending to be somebody or someone else. Yes, that's pretentious. Grandiloquent. Okay, grandiloquent, magniloquent, both we have done earlier. So this should not have posed a problem. Grandi and magniloquent. So, can we get the PDFs? That would be difficult, Harshada. Uh, she's known for her bombastic poems. Absolutely correct. Absolutely. It can be used in politics. Correct. Correct. Pompous means very show-offy when you're showing off, right? Or a person who's very arrogant is also called pompous. So these are the two meanings. I can call something that's very show-offy also pompous, like a pompous wedding, and I can call arrogant people also pompous, right? Okay. So I hope this is clear. Everything here, grandiloquent, magniloquent, again using words that are insincere, that are not true, that are just blown up in terms of language. That is grandiloquent, magniloquent, using very flowery, high flown language. ठीक है? Clear सबको? Yes, to brag also. People who brag tend to be bombastic. Correct. Okay. So, to blather, yes, absolutely. To blather is a synonym. Okay. So, bombastic is our adjective. Okay. Blathering, when we say someone is blathering, then it's a verb, but it's also an adjective. Right. Correct, correct. Okay. Grandi is great. Eloquent is to say or talk. Yes, it comes from loquer. Loquer is a root which means to speak. So loquacious, loquacious, eloquent, elocution also in fact. Okay, then grandiloquent, magniloquent, both of these, and a lot more words actually. It's a very, what should I say, prolific root. Okay, something that produces a large number of words, right? So a lot of words, ventriloquism, okay, what not. Uh, E, A, all right. D, so we seem to be divided here. E also, okay. A, D, E. C it is. Okay. So apart from B, you say that everything is possible, right? Anything is possible here. To give someone a lemon is to basically give something that's not functional, that's broken, right? In fact, if some of your commerce students, then in economics, you will study the lemons problem, right? So, to buy a lemon it means to buy a product which is broken, which is not functioning well when you've been duped. So this is not the idea that I gave her a lemon. She was in a bad mood, right? Uh, to give someone a cold shoulder, that means you just rebuff him or her. When you give someone a cold shoulder, you rebuff him or her. To rebuff means, yes, anyone. My action should have told you to rebuff someone. Yes. When you ignore someone, okay, when you are hostile or unfriendly towards them. So that is also something that you're unlikely to do if she's already in a bad mood. To give a piece of your mind to someone. Yes, some of you are associating it with advice. I gave him a piece of my mind. Is it advice? I advised him. You give someone a piece of advice. Okay, you give someone a piece of advice, a penny for your thoughts. That means that what you think, you just tell them that, right? Uh, so a piece of my mind actually means to scold someone, to rebuke someone, to reprimand someone. Basically, all the synonyms of scold. So ये नहीं होगा. I could see that she was in a bad mood, so I gave her a piece of my mind. That is like adding insult to her injury. No. Okay, I gave her a wide berth. When you give someone a wide berth, you basically give them space. You maintain some distance from them so that they get enough space, right? A wide berth comes from, train. So originates in the berths of trains. I hope you understand what a berth means. Yes. What is a berth? Train ka seat, right? Train ka, the place where you sit in a train, that is a berth, right? So, all right, all right. Now, coming to basically, just a second, a wide berth is to cut some slack, basically to give them some space, okay, to maintain some distance and give them some space. Okay, okay. ये तो पूरा lemonade ही बनने लगा chat box में, yes. So, E is not the answer, of course. D is the answer, a wide berth. This is the most appropriate here. I like this question a lot. And here we basically, we have to know the exact meaning of a piece of mind, a piece of someone's mind, so as to know that this cannot be the answer, right? It's not negative. It's okay. If someone is in a bad mood and you are maintaining some distance from them, that's fine. Uh, you are basically, yes, you're trying to preserve your mental health perhaps. Okay. And sometimes people want you to stay away from them when they're in a bad mood. So yeah, that's okay. Lemon means, lemon means a product, a product that is broken or is not functional. That is broken or not functional. Okay. MBA chai wala se inspired, is it? I hope this is clear to everybody that D Delhi is the answer here. Any queries in the questions that we have done, please ask me. Thank you so much, Rahul. That means a lot. Yes. Any query? All right, then. I hope all of you like the session. If not, then please go and press the like button and do comment in case you want, in case you have any queries, you can do that. In case you want something else to be covered, you can do that as well. And today at 9 p.m., I will see you and we will discuss some interesting questions, some unique MAH CET questions. I've tried to keep them unique because I think the general questions we've discussed quite a few in our previous sessions, right? Peace of mind. See, when you give someone a piece of your mind, a piece of your mind, it means that you are scolding that person, okay? And a piece of advice is an advice, okay? Hope this is clear. Yes, 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 yes. So that's how I framed this question, Vicky, right? Welcome, welcome. How to remember Sakshi? First is that you have to be consistent in learning new words and revise those words on a weekly basis. So that's how you remember various words and use them definitely. Welcome, welcome. So I try to use the words that I learn with you in the sessions. That's how I remember them. Okay. And this is a CAT 22 comprehensive program in case you wish to enroll. Do take the All India Open mock. Thank you so much, Jay. Welcome all of you. I'll see you tonight at 9. And do follow us on our Telegram. You can join this channel and do follow us on our social media handles. All right. Bye. See you. Welcome. Welcome all of you. Bye bye. Yes, here's the playlist link again for you in the chat box. Same to you, Om. Thank you so much. Bye bye.